from. You have nuts, you have seeds that you can find a good source of omega-3 fats from. And associated with carbohydrates and protein and amino acids, we can be looking at oats as well. We can be looking at oysters. We can be looking at clams. We will look at all that seafood for a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. And grains again, with the brown rice, and all of that. That's a good source of omega-3 fats. I want to make sure that you guys get down. So we have honey, we have tuna, we have eggs, we have nuts, we have seeds, we have peanut butter, as I just mentioned. We have grains, we have oats, we have oysters. We have all this kind of food. So associated with more of the grains that have more of a whole wheat kind of texture, whole wheat relationship to it, is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. And that's basically all for that. So let's count it up again. We have peanut butter, we have peanuts, we have seeds, because there's phytocereals too, and along with that we have avocados, we have honey, as I just mentioned, we have tuna, we have oysters, we have clams. What also is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids? Well, I don't know. So we look at whole wheat products that have a good source of gluten, and that has a good source of omega-3 fatty acids in it. So along with that, we have grains, we have couscous, quinoa, we have brown rice. All this is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, as it is of amino acids, carbohydrates, and protein. So that's basically it from that. So those omega-3 fats we just covered. Omega-3 fats, carbohydrates, and protein. Food's highest in it. Now omega-3 fats, yeah, we did. So that is basically done for you guys. Now we're gonna focus on monounsaturated fats. So what can monounsaturated fats be found highest in? Well, I don't know. You can find them in a lot of stuff associated with oil, associated with extra virgin olive oil, associated with olive oil that is more real than fake and just packed in with the unneeded cholesterol that you need, unnatural, which is, of course, the polyunsaturated fats, the saturated fats that you do not need. That's found a high source, especially in coconut oil. Yeah, I was just looking at it. It was like 20 grams of saturated fats, and I was like, yo, you're saying that this is good, it's not even good for your heart and your liver, not even good for your cholesterol. It's going to lead to things like premature death, bad liver function, liver failure, LDL, bad cholesterol, high cholesterol, does nothing but deteriorate your body cells and muscle tissue, kills you from the inside, especially destroying your liver, along with your heart, giving it your risk of cardiovascular diseases and cardiovascular deaths becoming more prominent to you, to be contracted by you. So monounsaturated fats, we can find them in extra virgin olive oil. We can find them in canola oil, mazola oil. What the fuck? You're literally creating names like, what the hell is mazola oil? Oh, it's corn oil. What the hell is this? You can tell that you actually made this stuff artificially, and it's like what the hell? It's not even natural. Anyways, we have vegetable oil, which I do not like because of the polyunsaturated fats, saturated fats. What does your cholesterol? Same thing. It can be compared to poultry. It can be because it has a high amount of cholesterol, there's a high amount of fats, polyunsaturated fats, and saturated fats does nothing for you. And along with poultry, along with these lipids, along with these foods that are high in polyunsaturated fats, are high in saturated fats, does nothing for your cholesterol. Even if you're talking about meats, if you're talking about cheeses, if you're talking about oils too, and along with the meat, that's poultry and that's salted, it has a high content of fat, like ham, all the fatty meats that we realize, like ham, lambs. We look at pork chop made from pig, bacon. We look at all that kind of stuff. Anyways, monounsaturated fats, yeah, oil can be found highest in oils. It can be found highest again in peanut butter too, which is something that people don't know. Monounsaturated fats, yeah, it can be found in peanut butter, but that's foods associated that have oil in it. Extra virgin olive oil, if it's guaranteed, then you can bet your ass that it's gonna have monounsaturated fats and omega-3 fatty acids in it, because it has that same structure. Because foods are high in omega-3 fats. We look at nuts, we look at seeds, peanuts is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, along with monounsaturated fats added in the peanut butter. So that is basically it for for you guys. Now, after monounsaturated fats, we have amino acids. They can be found highly in. What can amino acids be found highly in? Well, they can be found highest in grains, and they can be found highest also in brown rice and in medleys. Too, they can be found in in things like spinach too. We got vegetables. We got fibrous grains, and we got leafy greens. We got all that, and especially asparagus. Like the two that come to my mind is like asparagus and spinach. That's an amazing source of amino acids. But also with the grains that have more of a gluten kind of texture to it. We look at many of these grains for it. They also have a good source of protein, like the medley grains, couscous. We have quinoa too. We have a wide variety, like the Mediterranean rice. Is that a thing? I had like the medley grains, or whatever, brown rice, basically grains. So when all that grains, you find a good source of amino acids, along with greens that are amazing source of amino acids. So that is basically it for that. And let me just recuperate with you guys. So we got amino acids. Alright, so we got amino acids, carbohydrates, protein. We got monounsaturated fats, omega-3 fatty acids. Now, omega-3 fatty acids, I'm going to be classifying the fats again. Omega-3 fatty acids is also known as alpha-linoleic acid, okay? Now, omega-6 fatty acids is known rather different as linoleic acids. Omega-9 fatty acids has the name of oleic acid because it literally just comes down to alpha-linoleic and to oleic. It ends at that. I gotta get home soon, guys. I gotta make me something to eat. I'm gonna upload this video to you guys. I'm coming out here in the morning, taking my ass to make a video for you guys because I was like, what the hell? I was searching this phone, everything in my gallery for that video I made yesterday. It was not anywhere to be found. I was really, really pissed off. I was looking like shit yesterday too. So, I mean, I look okay right now. I think I still look like shit, in my opinion. But, yeah, omega-6 fatty acids. Now, okay, so we have omega-6 fatty acids that are part of the polyunsaturated fats family. Omega-6 fatty acids, high in cholesterol, that's highly related, that carries a lot of cholesterol with it, that is high in lipids, that's high in cholesterol. It has this kind of LDL, blood plasma lipoprotein, that's high in cholesterol. It has that same kind of structure that's really reactive. If you cook it, it's really reactive. It's even worse for your liver because when it reacts with heat or when you cook it again, and when you heat it, it becomes even worse because LDL has this kind of structure that has a lot of cholesterol with it. A lot of cholesterol, foods with a high cholesterol, they usually become really nothing good happens if you heat them up, and they even becomes more reactive because they're more unstable because the fats, polyunsaturated fats, saturated fats are more unstable than monounsaturated fats. They're even worse for your cholesterol, and they have this type of buildup that is high in cholesterol, rather than if you look at monounsaturated fats or omega-3 fats or omega-9 fatty acids, oleic acids that you do not need, but they are crucial in making sure that you maintain your cholesterol. You're lowering your cholesterol. You have more of the good fats rather than the bad fats that are really reactive and that carry a lot of cholesterol with it, rather than monounsaturated fats and the omega-3 fats and the omega-9 fatty acids that you do not definitely need, omega-9 fatty acids. But it's major for lowering your cholesterol and make sure that you have more of the HDL kind of feel, high density lipoprotein that is low in cholesterol, rather than the LDL, blood plasma lipoprotein that's high in cholesterol, carries cholesterol to your body cells and muscle tissue, and basically kills you from this side, kills your heart, and kills your liver. 2. Cardiovascular deaths, cardiovascular diseases, LDL, bad cholesterol, narrowed arteries when you have so much unneeded cholesterol, fighting with the natural cholesterol that your body needs, that your liver makes, along with the sugar that it makes, and the sugar that it stores as energy, so you can basically burn the food off and use it as energy. Anyways. So, omega-6 fatty acids, get into that a little bit of rant for you guys. Polyunsaturated fats. Omega-7 fatty acids, it's part of the monounsaturated fats family. And omega-9 fatty acids is a part of the monounsaturated fats family as well, just to let you guys know. So if you didn't know that it was a part of that family, now you know. Anyways, omega-6 linoleic acids, you have omega-7 fatty acids, polyunsaturated fats, and monounsaturated fats, and omega-7 fatty acids. Along with that, you also have oxalic acids and palmitoleic acids, and omega-7 fatty acids, and omega-9 fatty acids is again oleic acids, eucraic acid, which is highest rather instead of arsenic, and palmitoleic, you have eucraic acid. I mean, you guys ever like go in biology and like, what the hell is this stuff? What the hell is this? Well, but now we're done with that. We're done with the fat classification. What can you find micronutrients high in? When I look at micronutrients, what do I recommend for if I'm working with somebody? If somebody's asking me about nutrition and they're asking about micronutrients, well, again, the highest I made the supplementation video as meal replacement. Okay, so in that video, I talked about how micronutrients, they're really highest in supplementation form or in pill form, which is the smallest forms of macronutrients, but usually in pill or supplementation form, powdered form, we look at micronutrients, which is not really big, but it's concentrated, and it's highly concentrated in dextrose monohydrate, and that's the thing. But in the pill version, you don't have the dextrose monohydrate. You have the micronutrients that you need, but you don't have the sugar. And if you're looking at anything for nutrients, like if you're looking at omega-3 fatty acids, how they have like the pills, that's a micronutrient. For example, the smallest forms of omega-3 fatty acids, of monounsaturated fats, amino acids, protein, of monounsaturated fats, omega-3 fatty acids. It's the smallest form. It's really highly concentrated, especially in protein powders. As we look at it in supplementation, it's a good source of micronutrients. Protein bars, just powdered form, smallest forms of macronutrients. If we look at supplementation, or we look at pill form, it's highest in micronutrients. And we do need to have a balance of micronutrients, macrominerals, and macronutrients, as I talk about all the time. So again, they're found highest in that. Really, foods high in dextrose monohydrate. So you can have the nutrition, you can have balance between micronutrients, macronutrients. So you can get what you want. You can have that perfect nutrition. So you make sure that you're not getting what you need. Make sure that you're getting what you need. So you have supplementations. Not even that. You have the micronutrients. That's only from supplementation. You don't get macronutrients or you get macrominerals from supplementation too. But the thing major is for micronutrients. Smallest forms of macronutrients, pill or supplementation version is a micronutrient. That's what you're talking about. You need a balance of everything in the body. I just talk about all the time. Thank you guys for watching. Anyways, macrominerals are, again, they're highest found in that too. What are macrominerals? Well, they're known as electrolytes too. But other than that, what really are macronutrients? Not macronutrients, macrominerals. What are so electrolytes, they can be calcium, phosphate, they can be phosphorus, and they can be potassium too. So literally every food that you can eat, probably food that you can eat, yeah, any edible food has macrominerals in it. So it's not something that you have to be worried about, because usually in everything you're getting macrominerals, but it's something again to overlook if you want more macrominerals, have more of a balance, have more of a steady, to have more of a stabilization. Then I say go to supplementations. I also say go to drinks that are again high electrolytes, but do not have that dextrose monohydrate that you do not need, and it's not even good for your blood glucose level, because we're going to insulin resistance. Insulin sensitivity is when the hormone insulin cannot regulate your blood glucose level, leading to low to high blood sugar, because it's either too high or too low, and it cannot regulate it, or it cannot even be formed in the pancreas and produced in the pancreas. The hormone insulin to stabilize the blood glucose level. You're not doing anything but increasing your carbohydrate intake, or make it too low or too high, which makes it so unstable, highly uncontrollable, to the point where insulin, it cannot regulate, it cannot stabilize it. In glucogen, you can't rely on just glucogen. It's insulin too, which is a major for stabilizing your blood glucose level. When you're having the dextrose monohydrate, you have so many carbohydrates, you have such a corrupt amount that you're not needing in your daily intake. The thing that it does is that it really messes with your ability, with the hormone's ability to actually work together, insulin and glucagon, to be formed so it can work together and it can stabilize it when it gets really bad, so it can stabilize it and it's not going out of control, so it can be controlled really and not going out of control even further, being corrupted even further. But yeah, I recommend macrominerals. I recommend every food, usually every food. Hell, I'm right. Anyways, calcium, potassium. We can be looking at also phosphorus. What can you find that in? Name one food you can find that in. Well, I don't know. I mean, name a couple. We have shredded wheat. We have oats. We have kind of that grains that can be a good source of macrominerals as well. As again, I was just overlooking it. We have peanut butter too, as well. We have fresh pumpkin, pureed pumpkin. We have all these kind of foods. We have tuna, which is a really good source of these macro minerals as well. Again, look at the label and check the potassium, check the calcium, check the phosphorus, phosphate, any of that. Check the iron, check the folate, check the manganese, check the magnesium, copper, check all that, the iron, check it all. That is a macro mineral. You're looking at foods that are highest in vitamins, whether it be antioxidants that are substances such as vitamin E or vitamin A, and it's really major to have macro mineral balance. That is the antioxidant balance, to have this nutrient and mineral and vitamin balance, to have really good nutrition, to have good nourishment, to have full nourishment and good nutrition as well, applying with that. And it prevents the body's cell and the muscle tissue from the damaging effects. It protects your body's cells and muscle tissue from the damaging effects of oxidation. So it's really good to have antioxidant balance, because the things that they do is that it protects the body's cells and muscle tissue from getting that effect of oxidation that really kills them and really deteriorates them. So it saves the antioxidants are good for that reason. Anyways, macrominerals. Yes, they can be found like in everything. Supplementations. Found in oats. They can be found in grains. They can be found in, I don't know. They can be found in vegetables. They can be found in fruits as well. They can be found in there like everything that you want to talk about. Especially with eggs too. All of these macro minerals, they can be found high. So even just look at calcium, phosphorus, look at phosphate, look at iron, copper. All these, if you're going through eggs, it could be going through tuna. It could be going through anything, vegetables. It could be going through fruits, grains. It could be going through foods that are high in gluten, oats, grains. It could be going through peanut butter. It can be going through even avocados as well. Any sort of thing that really is edible, you can find it, especially in milk and in dairy. It's a good source of calcium. That's a good source of macrominerals. So if you want more of an understanding, understand the science of the body. Is that, hold up, brand second fish, you're gonna unleash in a minute. Anyways, it's major to have a good balance of macronutrients, micronutrients, macrominerals, to make sure they get down to the gastrointestinal tract. And constipation, inflammation, and bloating is not really a thing. So make sure that you don't have all that dense food. We have all those foods that are highest in lipids, polyunsaturated fats, saturated fats, that are dense carbohydrates, dense in protein, along with rich in protein. They create a dense blockage where the micronutrients, macronutrients, macrominerals cannot get through. When they cannot get through this, they cannot be processed, synthesized. They cannot be broken down. Energy cannot be released. And when energy is not being released, anabolism cannot even come into play. Anabolism needs to come into play after catabolism. The food's broken down, the nutrients. The broken foods high in nutritional value, are broken down. It needs to happen. It's something that needs to happen. So your basal metabolic rate can require the energy necessary to make metabolics get to a point. When you make a low amount of metabolites, get to a point where you have more energy, you have more nourishment, so you're not stunting metabolites, you're making more metabolites, and usually you get to a low metabolism. So this is why I say again, low metabolism that is carbohydrate sensitive, empty calorie sensitive, that really makes you gain fat when you eat these foods, storing it as fat rather than as energy. Get down to a caloric deficit, whether it's intermittent fasting, whether it's cutting, anything that you find That's really good for getting out into a caloric deficit where you have less calories than normal. So basically intermittent fasting, adjusting, changing which time, weighing longer duration. But you have that hour. So you have like the clock. You have the hour where that's all your calories from there, and it's a low amount of calories. It doesn't add up because the other calories are coming in later, so it's waiting even longer to eat and having a caloric deficit to really burn the fat to get into a hypocaloric state. We have calories lower than normal, you can burn the fat, you can gradually increase your caloric intake with the food's high nutritional value that it needs. Make sure that you get the nutrients, micronutrients, macrominerals, and get the nourishment that it needs, so you can gradually increase your basal metabolic rate with the nutrients, with the nourishment, with the energy that it needs to keep growing and to even make more metabolites, so it can be making more metabolites, and you can basically store the food as energy than rather than storing it as fat and gaining in fat. So again, get into hypocaloric state, hypotonic state, and then you can focus on gradually increasing your basal metabolic rate with nutrition, the food's high in nutritional value that needs, so you can be making more metabolites, and you can be taking in more food, and you can be really just taking in that food, get to the hypercaloric state. We have all these calories, and we basically burn it off and utilize it as energy, making more metabolites. When you're utilizing it as energy, making more metabolites, you're going to be gaining your basal metabolic rate. It's going to be stronger, more efficient. It's going to be faster, and it's going to be stronger as well because it can intake more. It can burn that off and utilize it as energy, making more metabolites. More metabolites are going to be made with faster metabolism, a faster metabolic rate, and we have catabolism and anabolism having a promise. I'm back. We're looking for Bigfoot today. Yo, if you guys want to see me look for Bigfoot, I will look for Bigfoot. He's in those woods. I guarantee you right now, he's in those woods. I'm not lying. No, he's in those woods. But it's major to get into a hypocaloric state, to hypercaloric state, to get to a hypotonic state with muscle tone lower than normal, muscle tone higher than normal. So basically, your basal metabolic rate can be higher, can be making more metabolites rather than a low amount of metabolites, can be making more metabolites, has the nutrition, it has the nourishment to keep growing, and the food that it needs to keep growing, so it can intake that food and utilize it as energy, and it can basically burn off, utilize the energy, and keep growing, keep producing, and keep growing, and keep reproducing, and developing more metabolites. You get to more metabolites, and your metabolism is faster, stronger, and more efficient, so it can take a lot of foods, basically burn off, utilize it as energy, make even more metabolites, and gain from that point on. And so you can focus on more vascularity, you can focus on more muscle tone, more muscular hypertrophy, focus on a higher basal metabolic rate that doesn't have a limit of how many metabolites are being made, so you have a constantly increasing basal metabolic rate that doesn't just stop, it keeps gaining, it keeps getting stronger, faster, and more efficient. Sorry guys. I made this peanut butter homemade. I mean, it's a pretty good recipe. Peanut butter homemade, you know? I never look at myself and be like, you're gonna make peanut butter homemade. Brian's Psych Fitness. How you doing that? It's called the magic of the Buddha. Anyways. Get back to this. It's measured for your basal metabolic rate. To require the energy, food to be broken down and energy to be released, your basal metabolic rate can require the amount of energy that is necessary to make metabolites. Metabolites are crucial and that aid in the growth, reproduction, and development of muscle fibers from complex, small to large, so biosynthesis plays a role, and they do not get stunted along with the metabolites. They do not get stunted. And this is, again, really bad. It's stunted metabolism that doesn't keep growing and doesn't keep getting stronger and faster and more efficient from that point on. It just gets stunted, so metabolites are getting stunted. So really, your basal metabolic rate, it's not what it really could be. Because if it was not stunted, it could keep growing. Along with the muscle fibers, simple to complex, more of a lower capacity to grow to a higher capacity to grow. Muscle fiber to recruitment, they're not getting stunted. We have more muscular hypertrophy, we have more muscle tone, more vascularity. We have a higher basal metabolic rate, has the nourishment, that has the nutrition, that has the energy that it needs to make sure that metabolites do not get stunted, make sure that more metabolites can be made as the requirements that needs, make sure that more metabolites can be made, can get to a stronger point, you get to low amount of calories, burn off the fat, and can gradually increase your caloric intake with food's high nutrition value, with organ foods that needs to keep on growing, to keep making more metabolites, to constantly making more metabolites, a high amount of metabolites. When a high amount of metabolites are being made, it means muscle fibers are stunted. We get more muscle fiber to recruitment, which is stronger, more efficient, and it's definitely just more powerful than muscle fiber type 1, which have a low capacity to grow, which have high capacity to grow, which are the muscle fiber type 2. Muscle fiber to recruitment, which is something that we want for more muscular hypertrophy, more vascularity, more muscle tone, and for a higher basal metabolic rate, we don't want the metabolites and muscle fibers to be stunted. We want them to keep growing. We want your basal metabolic rate to keep growing, not to be stunted, so you can get to a hypocaloric state, hypercaloric state. You have more calories, you're burning it off, so you're eating more, you're burning it off, you utilize the energy, and building upon more metabolites. And when you're making so your metabolism adjusts, and then your catabolism, anabolism, biosynthesis can all happen. The functions and processes of the metabolism can now happen. Your body's going to be happy, and it's not going to be stunted. Amount of metabolites that are going to be made are going to be stunted. They're not going to be stunted because simply it has what it needs as nourishment. It has the nutrition that it needs to keep growing, to keep making more, and it can keep burning off the calories. And it can utilize the food. It can break down the food, utilize it as energy. It can keep growing upon that, utilize the food as energy. It can keep burning it off and keep growing from that point, making even more metabolites. It can do a point, but it's stronger, more efficient, and faster too. Anyways, yeah, we basically covered all of it. I'm gonna get my bike. Thank you guys for watching this video. I have to hurry up my ass up and get back home. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, man. You know. But again, blood circulation, it's something very major. Make sure you have that connection, relationship with your heart and with your liver too. With the blood vessels, make sure that it's regulating blood vessels and it's doing its job. So the blood vessels, if there's not this big fat blockage by the muscle loss, muscular hypertrophy, we have less muscular hypertrophy. We have more muscular atrophy. That really happens, and when that happens, it prevents the blood vessels from delivering and supplying oxygen to body cells and muscle tissue, so they really deteriorate. And it's something major that you guys need to think about. Just wanted to let you guys know. Just wanted to make a video right now. I love you guys anyways. You're my family. You know, all of you guys are my family. You've been with me through thick and thin on this account. I really appreciate it. Everyone, I'm gonna say thank you right now. I mean, it's major. Something for me. I get to this point from that point. Love you guys anyways. Thanks for watching.